Now we heard earlier from that video from Tundra themselves, they said they talked about when they faced up against Team Secret in the group stage, they said
pulling it back and making it drag out so far. I think Secret is the first team.
Game one, they feel like, okay, now we're matched up against.
And Tundra's offlane is extremely fierce. They're very dominant in the laning phase, and you can fall really far behind. And Secret just totally trampled that. They crushed Tundra's offlane, which I don't think anyone has done yet this turn. So I say, even though Secret lost that game, I feel like they have a pretty good footing in that they had a really good laning phase. And if you have that against Tundra, then you're set up to play at the very least an even game.
Yeah, honestly, I think this OD last pick was... I didn't realize how strong it was until I actually saw the game. I didn't realize it. You'd never play against this hero in Pops. I haven't played against this hero in months. But this OD with the shard, he completely nullified the way Secret wanted to fight that game. And I think without OD, this game would have been completely different. So we'll see what they want to do to change it up. They do have second pick on Secret this time, and I do think they're a team that benefits from second pick. Because Puppy likes to hide his picks. He wants to play pick these heroes and play multiple roles and then hide them till the very end. And this is easier.
Turn to pick Crystal Maiden.
I would agree. They also slightly shifted the bans, banning the Brood instead of the CM this time. So saying, all right, you have 2 5s, you're gonna pick every game. Fine, we'll just lead them both. Pick one, whatever. Sure. We're gonna ban your like super annoying net. You can exploit it a little bit more, you know. I think that's probably a better angle for them.
10 seconds remaining.
And I was surprised they banned this Maiden in the first game. Like, I get Maiden as a hero that they're winning every game with, but they're also winning every game. And I think, to me, it's like, is Maiden going to destroy you in a series compared to a Brood or a Doom or, you know, like some Naga Siren that's really the core of their strategy? Because this Maiden obviously accelerates their support duo a lot. It helps them skirmish. It gives them some extra lane shove for their pickoff combo. But I feel like I'd rather play against Crystal Maiden than like the Brood or the Naga, you know?
Do you think it was more about the opposite? Do you think it was like, we're going to give you Brood Mother and break it? Because they, as Quinn pointed out, they did win that lane. So maybe they thought, okay, we're going to show that you can't use this tool for not just this series, but also potentially grand finals as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. It's something that Puppy is like notorious for doing. Like, fine, we'll give you your best try, we'll beat it, and then like you're screwed. Then your draft is hosed, and you don't want to play the Brood again, and then now what do you do, right? But they lost, so you just ban it to screw it. I don't want to see a spider in my game again.
And here we go already with the Flex Dawnbreaker, which we've seen Crystallis play it, and then Resident also play it. They are on second pick, so they're going to hide this till later. And I think this hero is really good for Secret, the way they play. They like to have Nisha on these mid carries, which is also better on second pick, right? Because he's going to see his lane, he's going to get a counter pick. And then this Dawnbreaker can go either lane, she can connect to mid lane with Nisha. Silencer is a solid hero against CM, no pun intended. You have the global for ulti, and you're also decent in matchup against Grid.
Are you getting visaged here?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, it's just, you're opening up the Silencer. Like, this is the ultimate Visage on response team. And you know they want a Wraith Pact hero if Doom is out of the pool, which it is. And Brood is out as well, so if you don't take your Wraith Pact hero here, you're maybe not getting to second phase, and I feel like they really want a Zoo hero versus Silencer. One of the best ways to abuse this hero. Even if you end up getting countered in the game, your lane's terrible, you can always just throw birds on him. He's kind of forced to make a decision in terms of spellcasting because the hero's just too slow. He's very clunky on the map, he needs a lot of farm. So I think Tundra got a pretty happy Visage pick, but I agree that Dawnbreaker should be very good for Secret. It's one of these cores that can shove waves, deal with the early skirmishes, and still scale, and help their mid-hero scale. Yeah. We've seen these Dawn Storm, Dawn Shadow Fiend combos be really powerful this round.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you compare these first two heroes from Secret to the first two last game, I think they're a lot happier in terms of, like, it gives them more flexibility in what they pick in the second phase. They have a lot more damage, a lot more, like, casual fight. It's not two heroes that sort of do this thing. They have pretty good magic damage. They have decent scale, you know, it, like, sort of balances in a lot of ways. I think they're much happier with that, because now Nisha can play, like, the, you know, the carry type of hero, or we can play the Spellcaster type of hero. Rezo can have different options. I think they're more open in terms of, like, what they can pick down the line.
It's going to be interesting to see if they want to address this Wraith Pact in any way, because I felt like last game, the Wraith Pact actually had to attack. They didn't have a simple way of killing it. You know, Ember doesn't want to hit it, Monkey doesn't want to hit it. You want these kind of range heroes. Sometimes, you know, people would pick Snapfire, something that can actually deal with the Wraith Pact timing. So I'm trying to think what they're going to pick Secret in the next hero. It's going to be Zayak's hero, most likely. And they could set up a way for the Silencer to lane away from Visage. That is also a possibility.
They only really have been playing melee fours for Zayat, so like when you think of the Wraith Pact killers, I think of like Rana, Snapfire type deals from the four, and he's pretty much just playing First Spirit, Tusk, Nyx. Job's done. I'm gonna go in and wreak havoc, especially when you have Silencer 5. You kind of want as many forms of solid, easy initiation as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, they could be looking for that Wraith Pact killer from the core position on 18. Tundra's heroes, they're a bit clunky in the way they fight. It's very like we step. small with what comes into us. So if you have this sniper, this SF, this turret hero, it's like, okay, that's fine. If you're going to sit there, I'm going to sit there too. I'm going to punch you from farther away. I'm going to beat you backward. Like that type of thematic fighting for Seeker, I think can be very good, and also like helps give them an answer back, which is super.
Yeah, they're banning Nog, right?
I'm trying to think about it.
I feel like you ban Nog. I don't think you want to play another Nog game. Even if you're confident you're going to get the cores, I feel like it's another hero that makes the way the fights play out very difficult for Silencer. Very obnoxious. He sends stuff in, he sees you, you start getting chipped.
I mean, the question is, if you have 2 cores that you can pick against Naga, do you still need to ban it? That is the question here.
That is a big question.
You do get to counter it, and it also depends a bit on what support they want to pick here. And like you said, he's been playing mostly melee heroes. Which one is the best here? And they do ban it, so I think it's an okay thing to do. They keep losing to it. Clearly, Tundra is an amazing team with Siren, so I can see Clock here, I can see Tusk, something that just fits with his MO, which is pick melee heroes.
Do you like the Earth Spirit? I feel like it is one of those old school Visage counters in a way. Like you can get on him, start burning the stacks, be extra tanky, you just get BKB, he doesn't do anything.
In theory, he is stronger than the other supports in how the fights break out. He is weaker in lane, but you're right. It is a lot about fighting. You come to LAN Dota, it's a lot about fighting. You know, logic kind of goes out the window sometimes.
Very true.
That's what happens on stage if, you know, you play in front of this huge crowd. But they do go for Nyx Assassin, which I do think is a weaker hero against Visage's timings.
Yes.
There is the upside to this Nyx hero that the combo with Dawnbreaker is pretty powerful. You get this 10 stun increase talent, and you just get chain stun. The Nyx hits you, stuns you, Dawnbreaker drops on you, and you get chain from for like 5 seconds. They full to zero you. So, I mean, we saw last game Tundra playing this more of this pick-off style, whereas I think Secret this game has much more of that than they did the last game. So, you know, being able to split the map a little bit more. Saw them sort of gridlocked at this 1K, 2K gold league for quite some time. So maybe this Nyx Dawn gives them a little more global presence, a little more pick-off potential. Maybe that gives them the opportunity to like build more of this gold lead if they have another good early.
So I think this is going to be the hardest phase for Tundra, because they have to decide what to show here. To go with Clockwork, which is definitely good against all these heroes, actually. Solid support matchup. And then which core do they go with here? What do they want to address? Do you want to address this Dawnbreaker, which can go to multiple lanes? Do you just want to pick something that's in the game with Visage? You know, like for example, they play the CM Chaos Knight lane a lot, and that's a very hard lane to beat.
I can see CK, I can see Ursa. They want something that just go in the Roche pit, trying to use Wraith Pact early. Global's on cooldown, your Dawnbreaker ult's on cooldown. Let's go in the pit, start getting the Roshans up.
I'm feeling a CK. Yeah, I think it just fits their MO, you know? Again, it's also true. Summons, it's illusions.
Yeah.
It's not a Naga Siren, but you still get to throw stuff out there.
You could go Axe.
You can go Axe. You know, you press BKB, you press Axe, you dispel Global for everybody else.
Pretty nice.
Pretty poggers indeed.
Very poggers.
That was for Quinn.
Thank you, I appreciate it. No, I mean, I think this, like, Secret may have the more pick-off than they did last game, but in terms of just like raw single target damage, they do go for the 9 hero. I mean, it's definitely, it's not the worst of Primal games. I wouldn't say it's the best either. It sort of has like back and forth matchups against a lot of these heroes. I could see their ideology being, hey, magic damage, like not super scaling heroes, and
10 seconds
potential carry options that could be good on 23. That one extra pick, maybe we get to see a lane where we know the Dawn's going, we know the carry matchup, and we get like this really powerful carry pick. And you know, maybe they feel we're gonna pick 9-0 anyway. It's gonna be some melee dude who's gonna go do some stuff for us. He's gonna run in, so they're like, just pick it now, whatever. They'll counter it sort of. Primal's not that easy to counter in lane, and we'll get this like slightly better carry pick that gives us, you know, a better game matchup as time progresses.
I think it's pretty smart in a way because it fits in how they want to play the game on Tundra's side. So they want to open up Visage's lane right when he hits 6. That's generally what they like to do with Zoo, this team. And Primal is one of the best hero at rotating to your lane. He's just fast with trample. He's always going to get on top of somebody. Which hits 6 with Primal Beast coming in there. If he's not too far behind in lane, which is one of the weaknesses of Visage, they can pretty much kick out anybody. So I want to see what Secret addresses here. I think they'll pick their mid hero.
Okay.
Angolier.
Very, very good against all of Tundra's heroes, and I think it gives them that oomph that Secret sort of needed. Like, they want some dude who goes in and can bam, slap, like, it's something oomph to it. They have a lot of, like, casual magic damage, you know, little bits here and there, and now they have, like, something more impactful that goes in, doesn't care about Wraith Pact. Tundra has all this magic damage, it's just absolutely nothing to Pango. Like, it is a very, very good Pango.
5 seconds remaining.
I like this Pango Dawnbreaker dual core. I think these are the types of heroes you want for Tundra. Heroes that can fight early, you don't fall behind on the map, deal with the lanes, deal with the skirmishing. At the same time, you're happy going late game with them too, in a 5-on-5 ball scenario where the damage is going to be enough to cut through the Wraith Pact pipe scenario, whatever you're dealing. I also think this Nyx Primal Beast interaction is like very weird. So I think we've seen it a lot this tournament. Like when you press BKB on this hero is the one thing that I think isn't always super obvious in a lot of the fights. You BKB before you charge in, or you just charge in, you're getting Carapace. It's something weird happening to your hero, right? You have a global, like if you BKB early, you get global, and your ult is screwed. So this I don't think this Primal Beast initiation is that easy for him in a way. I think it's kind of murky to me.
I do like the Pangolier, like you guys said. I do think it's mainly about this Pangolier answering the pressure from the Visage and this Primal Beast, because I think he's going to want to match them. So if they're going to go somewhere together, this Pangolier is exactly the hero you want that can deal with that lane. He can go there, no Dawnbreaker ulting in, you can actually fight them, fight their timing. And well, like I said, this is LAN Dota, it's about fighting, right? Even Tundra last game, you know, they push all these waves. But to what end? They want to be able to fight. They want to be able to see somebody and start casting spells, start poking them. And it's a similar thing, right? They have Clockwork with the Vision, the Visage. It just fits their MOs for both of these teams.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and we can see Secret this game with another smart ban. I think banning the CK, like you were talking about, you know, it's just like very, very comfort. And it's sort of an interesting dynamic whenever you play a team as such set in stone heroes. Get in this thing where like, hey, we can counter this hero, but they also really like it, so we'll just ban it to put them out of their comfort zone. And so you sort of go back and forth on that, and it seems like Secret has fallen much more into the camp of, hey, maybe, you know, it's not the greatest CK game. Pango and Dawn, it's like, it's okay, you know, but they really like it, so we're just going to ban what works for them instead of trying to ban the most ideal hero, which is pretty good ideology against Tundra.
10 seconds
I'm trying to think of this last Tundra hero here.
Tundra Esports.
It is pretty interesting, right? Because Secret upgraded their second phase to all carry bans, as opposed to last time they placed up against. It means so many Skeeter heroes are out of the pool. Tundra really trusted that Skeeter's got something left.
I mean, this Raid King and Ursa, those are like the two that come to mind. I mean, this team is almost always picking something that just goes in, takes all the attention, gives vision to the rest of their lineup, causes chaos, and of course, if you get something with nice lane synergy with CM, you're going to feel a bit better about potentially abusing the Nyx.
Yeah, I mean, this is the risk of saving your carry for last pick. Is there's 15 more billion heroes carry heroes banned, then you can end up with questionable options, and you come out and you're like, are we really happy with this? You have to think about their counter pick as well, and is that going to mesh properly? It's not a tricky, or it's not an easy pick.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think what he's going to want to play here, because there's always going to be some kind of counter pick, so it has to be something he's happy with. That's okay, Terrorblade.
And out.
Terrorblade out?
Terrorblade out. I was just looking. I wasn't looking at anybody.
In the chat. Bust out the TV. I will say Terrorblade is fairly strong in lane. There are not too many lanes that you can't, at least survive to the point where you can go jungle. But it's not an incredible TV game. It's an okay TV game. You're playing against Nyx and Sound, so you want to push these waves. Again, it just fits with their style. Push waves with summons, illusions, and find the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it also gives them this raw damage. When you're against Dawnbreaker and Pangolier, like, you want some massive, high DPS dude for when this Pango runs in. Like, he can't just roll and have a free game. Like, once his roll ends, like, he's going to get focused on it, blown up, and the TV right clicks. Like, that matchup can be very two-sided.
Yeah, there's a lot that can jump this Terrorblade, make his game hard, and there's not a lot that protects him. I feel like last game we had all of those saves, all of those fight resets coming out. This game is different, right? Tundra does not have a single bailout spell. If you're just all in this Terrorblade, you global on top, who's doing anything to bail him out of the fight? He dies, so much of your damage goes away. We've seen a lot of games where this Primal Beast, this hero doesn't just do it all on his own, right? And now you have Drow out into the mix, a hero that Terrorblade has issues gap closing or man fighting in late game scenarios.
And one of the best killers in TV too, right? Just strikes through all that base armors.
I think this looks to me the most doable game in terms of bringing Tundra down. Like, if you're going to bring this team down and beat what they're doing, this game to me looks like the most doable.
But are they actually going to be able to do it? Blind, what are you feeling?
I'm going to go with Secret. Again, I was wrong last time, but this is looking pretty hopeful. I do think this is a pretty good Drow Ranger game. I do like the Pangolier and how they're going to set up the fights with Nyx Assassin. It's not as simple for Tundra to play out the fights. Like SVG said, they don't have the save. That was what changed everything from last game. So I'm going to go with Secret.
I am also going to go Secret. My one worry is this offlane for Tundra, I think, is a lot stronger than it was in the last game, and Drow Silencer is a lane that can get out of control very quickly. Suddenly there's a Birdman taking all your towers, and you're very sad. So
he's going to have to lane the Silencer against the Christmas Maiden. I'm pretty sure they're going to Nyx,
Yeah.
Shroud top. That's what I'm feeling at least. But then they're breaking the Rezo Zayak combination, so maybe not.
And you're throwing Nyx potentially into Clock Visage, which much fun for him either.
That's true.
Who does go down there and tank it up? Maybe you just dodge entirely. Is there like an aggro option? Not amazing, but
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
you use it to some degree. I think Secret, honestly, they just want to get out of lanes. I don't think they need to win lanes super hard here. It's like they just survive, get their core levels of farm, they get into that mid game. I think they're going to be pretty happy. Again, best chance I've seen.
All right. Secrets versus Tundra. Game 2 is almost ready to go, but we got to check up. The man on stage, Slacks, has got Heen for our last minute interview.
Prepare for battle.
My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working.
You again?
And Heen pointed out that, like, listening in on the comms, he was able to pick up some of the frustration from some of his players. I mean, that just did not look like a fun game to play for Secret. With that many saves and that much split pushing, it just felt like everything that they tried to do was immediately stymied. So, this time around, I mean, you pointed out early on, there aren't those kind of saves. There's still the split pushing, there's still going to be Visage Familiars, still going to be illusions running around, but no saves. They can actually go in and try to kill something and probably actually succeed.
Just a big deal when you have high committal lineups. Last game was a pretty high committal lineup for them. They have a lot of big ults. They have to drop them. Once they're dropped, if it gets reset, there's not a second round until, 70 minutes when you have refreshers, of course.
Yeah.
But, this game, it's a similar story to some degree, right? You have this global, you have this Donald, you have the Pangolier ult. These spells get committed. You are locked into that fight. So you need to be making sure you're getting a big kill out of them. And yeah, no saves, a lot less gunk on the map. That's what I'm saying. Like, this Tundra draft, it's very much up their alley. And this team has been arguably the most dominant team at this tournament.
Yes.
So if there's a time you can make the god bleed, I feel like this is it.
12 wins in a row for Tundra now. They have been hot, hot, hot. Coming off the group stage, going into playoffs. Now, they are just one win away from a grand final appearance. Absolutely amazing, especially for, we talked about the matchup. Let's just talk about the captains versus captains. We've got 11-time TI attending, just absolutely the GOAT of captains, Puppy, versus Snakey. First time at TI as a captain. He's been here before, but this time around, he's the one calling the shots, right, Avery?
It's a different story entirely. He has always been a pseudo-captain on every team he's been on. This guy talks a lot, and he talks often, so it's a familiar role for him, but yeah. Pressure's on, and they're handling it magnificently, right? One game away from that grand final. You're already pretty happy almost regardless of that outcome. Already a pretty good start as well. Trades out. Well, Snaking, he's not going to be happy about having a TB on Maiden. It's like the worst 5 to have to TB to lane on. You lose half your mana pool. Pushes him down to triple mango. Lost some int, so Secret, any little start they can get off these lanes is nice, and like I was talking about, they did end up putting the Nyx down here, swapping that silencer up towards the Crystal Bait. Trying to take advantage of this Dawnbreaker silencer lane. He sacrificed a little by putting Nyx down here, but honestly, he wasn't going to do a lot top.
Sure.
And this Tundra off lane, they pull waves a lot. So if you're going to throw something in a random lane and hope to get out of it, it's probably this lane to some degree. The pull action, already on time and on point.
Yep, and I almost wonder, like, Secrets, they could have been doing some of their own pulling. Meta was popped early by Skeeter, but now it's down. They're immediately going to start getting a bit aggressive, missing out on that last hit, though. It's an interesting matchup. Nisha versus 9, Pango versus Primal Beast. We actually saw this maybe a couple times in the group stage or something. And it's a matchup that both of them are just going to be kind of bleeding each other constantly. Particularly the Pango, anytime he puts damage on the Primal Beast, he starts getting those stacks up.
Primal Beast is the alpha dinosaur in this. game, so I favor him a little bit.
Yeah.
He can dominate with the, you know, the uproar stacks, that type of deal with the trade. But obviously Pango shouldn't really die in this lane unless you're super aggressive. I mean, it kind of takes me back to that Spear Breaker Primal Beast lane.
Yeah.
Where like you charge and your charge is on cooldown and he runs you down, right?
Yep.
But Pango does have multiple spells to at least cause a little bit of a gap.
And then when the Primal Beast wants to make some of those early rotations, I mean, we saw even starting the Last Chance qualifier, the way Thompson would move around pre-level 6 to some of these side lanes. Look for that Pango, who is a little bit more reliant on hitting his ultimate, but he's just a great counter initiator, right? I mean, was it Fly who said he just constantly is going to try and follow the Primal Beast in the Visage wherever they try and put pressure?
Yeah, you just need to check 9 in this game. Just don't give him like some free rune into a bottom rotation that breaks the Drow lane. Yeah. That's the lane Secret really want to think about. Like, the Primal Beast going top for a pair blade, who really cares? It doesn't progress the game for Tundra. Sure. Primal Beast going bottom, killing your Drow, breaking this lane open, giving Visage extra levels to get to 6, that will break this game open. So that is the one big move Secret need to think about. And if they can make this bottom lane go a bit better for them, it's also going to help that. Nice damage coming out. God, Visage hurts, man.
He certainly does. Little clashes back and forth. You see a bunch of 100% win rates on some of these heroes. The Primal Beast for 9. Now also Zion's on the Nyx Assassin, also 100%.
Isha going for a little bounty rune steal. 9 says no, sir. I am the beast.
You may be mobile, but you're not going to go farther than that onslaught can take the Primal Beast.
Puppy getting chased off lane a little bit. Second meta pop.
There's another one. Puppy even on the silence.
9 is dominating the lane in terms of resource advantage, right? And that's where, like, if he ever forces Pango to base, suddenly the map opens up for him a lot too. Yeah, level 5 to 6 timings just become crazy strong.
He's dominating the resources, but not so much the CS. Nope. He's doing very well in that regard, 19 and 3. There's a few more creeps available. Zion's getting caught inside the cogs. 33 throws out the big nuke. Spike Carapace is already burned through, so Zion's is going to be run down underneath the trees. The battery sold the last couple of ticks. Not quite enough, and 33 couldn't get the final shot off either.
Damn.
So, the first blood still available for the taking.
Oh, he was gone for sure there, but just enough stick charges, holds it to the last minute, fogs him up as well. I mean, that's a huge play on this lane. Like, he gets the trade-off for his Drought. Now they can turn around as well. Both side lanes.
Well, there's an opportunity. Resolution swinging through Snake and getting that kill, and 33 almost dying on the other side of the map as well. So once again, the side lane's not doing too badly for Secret, though they certainly are not too bad. I mean, 33 sitting at 12 and 5. Maybe not quite the same as the way they shut out that Brood Mother, but he did seem to come up with good ideas on how to deal with 33's heroes in lane.
I mean, I think this lane is going to get better for Secret in a way. Like, the early level 1 through 3 is where this Vision shines in terms of getting you with all-in kill.
Sure.
They didn't get that, which means Crystallis gets to, you know, just pull up the extra items. He doesn't have to spend as much on regen. He doesn't get
trying to go for the deny. Pops the Fairy Fire last second. Snake nailed on from Crystal Nova. Now they do have socks. The arrows flying through. Fell a little shy though. Once again, the Sports bunking out of this bottom lane. Just a sliver of HP. Meanwhile, Nisha and 9, they have indeed been clashing quite a bit, both of them going down to about a quarter of their HP. But Nisha, he gets a bottle refill, whereas 9 doesn't have that same privilege.
Yeah, so 9 actually ends up being the one forced to base here, and Puppy will spend his death wisely, refill that bottle. I mean, he was kind of playing off the lane a lot top, just choosing to drag some creeps. Skeeter was doing an amazing job of keeping the illusion on him, which was super annoying and resulted in the kill. The benefit for Secret is this Dawnbreaker is going to have a pretty fast 6. Level 5, and speaking of ultimates,
Nisha does have his ultimate, but 9, he timed it perfectly. He was level 5 in like 3/4, but he knew as he cleaned through those creeps, he's going to get his level 6, and he gets the kill. A huge
nice
one on
illusion.
Nisha. That is twice now he's managed to pull that off.
Yeah, this guy's just piecing it up on the lane, taking it straight to him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You are going to have this Rolling Thunder when you come up, but I don't know if there's a huge amount he can do with it in terms of moving, and Thunder's already moving this beast bottom, so if this Pango TP's back mid, you lose your counterplay ability, which is exactly what's going to happen. 9 just reading
Got to charge. Crystallis can't get out of the way fast enough. Doesn't have the silence, so no forced movement to try and stop this Primal Beast.
And this is the 5-minute catapult still alive bottom for them as well. Again, Pango has to TP mid because of that kill. This tower can just take a huge amount of damage here. Nine might choose to stay around a little. He's going to go back towards mid for XP.
Underneath his own tower here. Nisha not wasting any time, couldn't get off the freeze there. And so with this rollout, should be able to easily collect the kill on a Skeeter. So trading out the carries this time, at least the top lane, staking is going to be the +1. And well, +2 for Puppy, thanks to the intelligence steal. Crystal Baby, you were talking about her mana problems earlier.
Yeah, he's going to face the same difficulty. Gotta get the mantles up. Any little extra bit. This move was super nice from Nisha. I think this move actually converted a lot more for Secret than the early Primal Beast, just because that Visage wasn't 6. Yeah. That move will get the Visage to 6, but this move just ends up in a dead tier 1 here. Hairblade has to go jungle. Will plant his own obs. Peter, and meanwhile, Zayat's getting XP on mid, so a decent sequence here from Secret to strike back. Crystallis gets to stay bottom. He's not getting forced out just yet, though now with Visage 6, he'll probably make the rotation. Of course, the tier 1 dying top means he has more space to operate in. So now when he gets kicked out, he actually has somewhere to go. So that move is super valuable for Secret in terms of how they're going to play the map here.
Do they have anybody who can continue to hold that tower against the Visage, or is this just long lost? Does Secret just not even look to the bottom part of the map anymore?
I mean, you do have Dawnbreaker, all right? You can throw this Solar Guardian in on some random hero down there. It's just, I don't think it's going to be enough damage to kill the Visage, and then you're stuck down here battling the birds with heroes that don't really want to battle them just yet. To me, that's like Nisha's duty this. He feels strong enough to combat this Visage, fight through with the swashbuckles, with whatever item he wants to go. I think it's when Secret really want to take the skirmishes. They can defend it with him, though, because you have that Solar Guardian backup. Like, if Nisha wants to stay down here and stall this push, it's very viable.
So it's just a question of whether or not Secret feels like the risk is worth the potential reward of stalling out 33 any longer, or they're going to get drugged into a fight against the Visage that they're not ready for. It seems like they have made the call. Nisha's going to be hanging around this bottom lane, so it's a possibility still.
I mean, I think it's fine to send him down here. Like, he'll still farm a decent amount. Sure. You're going to stall this Visage up a little. At the same time, get XP on one of your supports mid. Remember, these two Secret supports, it's a pretty slow and greedy support duo. Silencer Nyx, you know, a lot of levels on these guys, and ideally some basic items too.
Hello, Doxa. Didn't actually punish him there at all. Zayat's not ready to go with the Impale.
Oh, double damage Primal Beast.
Scary, but Resolution, he's pretty tanky. They're gonna follow him here. Can he get the hammer away? No, he's definitely gonna be stuck here in this position. They managed to dodge the hammer stun, but there is gonna be Nisha rolling through. Onslaught over to the side here. Nine trying to get out. He does not want to fight into the Pango, but Nisha has hunted him down. They're gonna keep him chain stunned up against the wall. A fourth kill for Team Secret.
And fourth intelligence for Puppy. Every little mana pool adds up, and especially versus a hero who's pretty small to begin with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Though a nice counter kill from Secret. Again, Nisha just reading the map. If this Primal Beast is going to play aggressive, he can turn those around. He'll always kill him on the return. That area is just so deep for Tundra, right? Like, it's part of the map. The tier 1's still there. Secret can instantly respond. The trade will be that tower bottom. The downside of Pango, he can't be everywhere in this game, right?
Yep.
But I think he's had a fantastic early game, and I think Nisha, he's done enough to propel him into a pretty solid mid game here. Will go that Diffusal Blade. Now you got that deadly combination of, you know, stealing some intelligence.
Yeah, that's true.
Burning your mana at the same time. EKB costs mana now, Cap.
Yeah, I mean, that Arcane Ring is going to be pretty important, I feel like, for Sneaky to keep that mana pool of both himself and others nice and high. Science with the first move here of the Vendetta.
The Nyx mana burn too later.
Oh, that's true.
Mana burn synergy.
Headed to. I don't think he really has the power to do anything about the Visage. He can hit him and impale him, and they can follow up with the Dawnbreaker, but
he wants to find Terrorblade in one of these jungles or just a free support kill. You have the Donald that can come in on any of these Vendettas.
Yeah.
Walking over Sentry Ob, and Tundra doing a nice job of warding up the map, keeping the vision. They have a very good observer wards up at the moment. Pretty much seeing everything they want to see here.
Yeah, seriously. 4 different wards. This one is super deep in the mid lane. They've got a defensive one. They've got 2 up top as well. So
I mean, just beautiful vision in this game overall. Like, even the secret wards, super nice.
Oh yeah, they've got a nice little triangle surrounding that triangle. Tundra is actually clearing through ancient stacks, which apparently there was a number of them there. So drops the freezing field, 9. Oh, with the trample.
Taking a page out of Puppy's book there. A little 5 position farming.
Farm never heard of 5. You guys should take that up in your pub.
How are the levels looking for Seek? That's the big question. Because this Nick's got a lot of levels, but Puppey is still level 5. He is suffering. This global silence is pretty much nowhere near to coming out. Trying to get some Vendetta hit.
Ooh, didn't even go for the Vendetta hit. He may run out of damage as a result. The hookshot comes in from the side, stopping the Rolling Thunder.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Man, I mean, the Primal Beast just looked way too tanky there.
I feel if anything, they were just baiting out some reaction. I mean, they got this Visage teleport, they got a hookshot. All right, back to farming, right? Remember, this is a Drow lineup for Secret. Traditionally, Drow lineups, you're aiming for some pretty later timing, right? This is not a hero that, I mean, this hero can join the fights early and be super happy to clean him up, but she's also pretty happy to just keep farming ancient stacks, getting the levels. Every level in this hero counts for a lot in terms of how her ult works, so
much of Drow's impact, though, going into that later game is whether or not she's able to just freely hit people without, you know, stuff being in the way and negating that ultimate of hers. Do you think that's why? I mean, we have Primal Beast, we have Clockwork. There does seem to be a decent number of heroes to get on top of this Drow Ranger, or is that not enough in your mind?
Yeah, Solar Guardian Global needs to bail him out. Here's the first connect with that chain stun.
Yeah, they're going to use this nicely. Nisha said, okay, you guys take 33. I trust that you got it. I'm actually going to go for the +1 here. Snaking showed himself, and Resolution with the hammer will claim the double.
For you.
Very nice double kill for them. This is the type of tempo I think Secret wants to play. Just finding the kills when their ults are up every 70, 80 seconds or so. Connect with a Vendetta, connect with a Rolling Thunder. Back to farming. Crystallis gets the clear triangle, he gets the clear top wave. Puppey finally trying to get to his level 6 up here. Inching towards it with every CS, so Secret pretty much getting what they want on all their heroes during this time. And every time Visage dies, you're also extremely happy because it sets down the tempo on the map. Right? Yeah. Now all of a sudden, the 100 doesn't have this Vlad, they don't have this raid pack that they're getting to. It's going to exist in the space and be occupying the mindset. We saw Snaking. He went Arcane Boots, man. This guy's also thinking about it. I'm telling you, he does not want to run out of mana this game.
No. Go for Force Staff next. Certainly going to help out a lot against, I mean, they have so much where the Rolling Thunder on in with the Dawnbreaker ultimate on top of that. They want to be able to get people out of these AoE stuck situations where their chain's done.
Yeah, Tundra almost always buy double Force Staff. It is in 90% of their games. They like to be able to reset fights, save people. I mean, the Arcane Boots is another form of save this game, right? If you Arcane Boots your Terrorblade, Arcane Boots your Primal Beast, you might get Sunder off, you might get that Onslaught off. All of a sudden, that counts as a reset. The Tundra always thinks about these itemizations in terms of how they can prolong the fight for their cores and just get multiple rounds of spells off. That's where their lineup shine.
What do you make of the Veil, though? Sangsta has that Force Staff. He's definitely going the double, but he also has the Veil queued up.
He's gonna buy Veil. It's an AUI team. I mean, this guy's been buying Veil for almost a decade here. This item is efficient. Like, you get the mana regen, you get some aura. It produces a significant amount of damage increase in the early fights. The question I always have with this item is if you don't get the early fights, does it feel that good going into the later game, especially versus BKB cores or cores that jump you on the backline, right? Because it isn't as much survivability, it isn't as much tankability in those later durations.
Dire's middle tower.
So to me, this tells me, again, Tundra won like 20 to 25 minute timing here. Spell damage is just too much for Secret to deal with.
It is kind of interesting, though, because they're matched up against two cores that can go Magic Immune.
Yes.
You know, we're going to have that Dawnbreaker. Science found the opening. The Rolling Thunder is on top of it. The chain's done. Here it is. No opportunity for a Sunder. Now they back up through, but the hookshot is on in from Soxa. The rest of the team of Secret is going to come through. They managed to get out the global ever so barely. And look at Chrysalis. He's just standing and delivering on that high ground. Now they come back in with Nietzsche from behind. They almost claimed the kill on a Snaking, but now he's been grabbed by the Primal Beast. He needs to jump away. The Swashbuckle gets him a little bit of distance, burning through the mana of 9. He's got a lot of sync charges. Nietzsche actually, with the haste root, is running around. He spotted Snaking. Hey, look at him. You're not getting away from this one. He knew it too. Even with the high five, taunting Snaking into his death. 33 chase downs, done into 1. And now they've got Crystallis to clean up the kill. Just like you want any Drow Ranger to go. Everybody else is engaging, and the Drow Ranger is sitting in the back, throwing out the physical damage and collecting the kills.
Echo Saber timing from Renzo doing a lot of work there as well, and that's a huge amount of levels for this Secret lineup that uses them amazing. Of course, Haste Rune on Nisha, he is just doing the best Pango dance of his life, cleaning up the back of the fight. Gets a huge shield crash off as well, just tanking so much up. And all that was started with this Terrorblade pick, right? This is the exact target they want to find with this Solar Guardian Nyx Vendetta combo. It's going to be deadly for Skeeter all game. It'll bypass the vision that was such an issue for Secret last time. Nyx doesn't care if you have wards. He doesn't care if you have these Terrorblade illusions because you cannot sentry everywhere. That's going to give him a window to start a lot of these engagements with the core down. And just beautiful teamfight execution here. Again, the Carapace messing with these heroes, the mana burn in these early fights. Kind of work. And Nisha just playing with him, man. Puts the high five up at the end. See you later.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. Even after game 1 loss, Nisha showing that he does not lack in confidence on the main stage here. I want to point out the fact that Wraith Pact was alive that entire fight. That cannot feel good for Tundra that they recently picked up this item. If they used it to the full extent of its abilities and they still lost.
Very true.
Science, you gotta be careful. Oh, 33. Drops the familiars first.
Narrowly escapes that vision. He was really close to just dying there. He has full wand, but
Radiant's
that was a
middle
bold
tower
move.
is under attack.
Very bold. Indeed. Maybe just about as bold as 9, who was thinking about Puppy showed, maybe diving in and trying to quick kill and get out.
Pretty hard to out-farm this Tundra team, but I do feel like Secret, they have a decent advantage right now in terms of the actual 5-on-5. Outside of that Wraith Pack, they have their Diffusal, they have their Echo Saber. Solar Guardian's pretty powerful for giving you the numbers advantage. Visage, he's top. You know, if you find an opportunity to get a 5-on-4, a 3-on-2, some of these number fights with the Vendetta global ability, Secret's gonna take those every time because they have global to back it up as well. Maybe part of this veil on the clock is also Soxa just trying to find Puppy in this game. That is his MO. Yeah. Find the silencer, hook him. If you veil him, maybe it gives you the extra damage to just kill him faster or solo kill him even.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Especially 9's gonna follow up, he onslaughts and tramples through. Like that's one-shot territory for sure.
Now they have
Science found the opening, they have the Rolling Thunder as well, the Dawnbreaker. Tundra did not see this one coming fast enough, but they do have it that back line. Skeeter has popped the meta, so Secret needs to be able to reset a little bit, especially with Soxa getting on top of the Drow Ranger, making it even worse. Puppy's gonna get grabbed, the 2 supports of Secret die, despite the fact that Secret are the ones finding the initiation. It's Tundra who get the better of the engagement, and as a result, maybe take this mid tower.
I mean, just beautiful hook shot to the back line, disrupts the whole fight. He's just going on this fit. Yep, like you're basically just wasting Rolling Thunder at that point. They can't come through and turn the fight around BKB or post initiation. You're 20% off the timing. Mithril Hammer just dealing a decent amount of damage and putting up 2 kills into a tower. That's the type of fight Tundra wants to be able to take. Visage takes the initiation, Airblade gets a free fight. Nisha just going into all
and it's a shield crash on 2, but I don't think it's enough to save her from this sticky situation. Not sure what he was expecting there, but it was certainly not 3 heroes from Tundra.
I think he just wanted an easy bounty rune, but nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is easy on the TI main stage, Cap.
No, certainly not against Tundra, who have been... They really have not given much ground to Secret in either of these games.
There's a lot about BKB timings as well, who can just commit in the fights and get the damage done during those intervals. We'll have BKB flying out for resolution here, so he's pretty strong in the top. Of course, he can TP to these lanes no one else wants to go to, and still join the team. It's time for Secret to try and find something for Ben. Well, it's Skeeter want to join a fight.
Opposite BKB, time is BKB done. Beautiful combo from Tundra. 9 and Soxa not overlapping there at all. Very nicely played.
The Veil yeah, that's shifted there. The Veil, so this is first. Have to try and account.
Players here.
Secret is willing to find. Oh, this is it's gonna be a field though. The Rolling Thunder. Just trying to slow him down there. When I'm not sure if the rest of the only one's small. Try and get down. Here comes blood for the next set. First the BKB. Course, gotta get out. Bits of dirt. Oh, and now this Visage from the side to pop up. Gun. Ooh, Soxa. That's enough hogs. King Ski. Hit back in. He claims to kill off the V3. Now, resolution closing in. They John Peter speaking. Beautiful play for the young man on clean 2 core kills.
I was looking to find a token, but not much to claim. Skeeter back up the full HP here.
And it win that miss.
Crazy. Oh, that was almost a nice Blade. Oh man, he was trunking him down, but just getting in that Sunder range. Enough to propel him back up the full. Skeeter has done a very nice job of joining these fights at the right time and in the right place to get a decent position.
Radiant's middle tower
That said,
is under attack.
Nisha is really carrying this early game. Like, he is doing so much of the damage in these early engagements, going in, going out, trying to bait out the spells. This global is not really what Pumpy wants out of this spell, right? Like, he's getting trampled down during a global. Doesn't feel amazing. Imagine they have that later on because he can survive, but the long-range damage is considerable here for this Secret lineup. You get swashbuckled, you get hit by this drow, you have some silencer dots on you.
Look at this play from Nisha blinking back in to claim that Visage kill. I mean, that was beautiful. Massive. But Skeeter
burst is pretty close.
The BKB and the intention to put it on the Soxa to give him the most HP rather than the Drow Ranger
was very nice. Very heads up.
Skeeter, I mean, he's not had a long career. He started off, I mean, he first learned about Dota during TI2 when he was still in elementary school. He was watching gamers on stage, and it's the first time apparently that he learned to play video games for money. That's what I want to do. And here he is in the upper bracket final for the most amount of money.
He's playing him for a little bit.
It's just, yeah. Good thing we're up. In the creek with the hogs. The rest of the team, we call it off. It's not the fight that we want. It says, okay, thanks, Tess. See you later.
Splitting the map, Snaking trying to do a little
the roll up. Hey, forces something out of him. Forces 2 ultimates, in fact. Snaking, that's, I mean, he dies, he doesn't get a kill, but he did get a lot out of Secret in a way.
I think Secret, like I said though, I think Secret is happy to play his tempo where they get these kills. Like 40 seconds on the sideline for a 100-second ult. It's not the worst, right? Yeah. To me, this is Tundra waiting out this meta timing. They really want to take the fights with Terrorblade this game. They need his manpower in the engagement. Sure, Visage survives for a while. Primal Beast survives for a while, maybe kills the support. But the fights where Skeeter joins is really the ones where they want to clean up and get the conversion into the objectives. Next one being Roshan here. He has full Hurricane Pike, so he can get pretty aggressive in these engagements. Just Hurricane Piking in, betting, taking the fight to this Drow if she gets caught. Would expect Tundra to group up, probably try and smoke for some sort of good fight with Vision very soon here.
Get the right kind of fight, take Roche.
Snaking, he's just going to teleport in on cue.
Okay, here it comes.
Smoke everybody but Skeeter, let him show somewhere, send illusions on the lanes.
I mean, with BKB and an Aghanim Scepter on 9, this Primal Beast is so scary when he goes in.
What gets popped?
It's gonna break, drop the sentry, doesn't catch Zayats fast enough.
They're gonna threaten the Roche though, and Secret need to think about whether Tundra's committing to this. They don't have an easy way to get Vision in that pit.
That is super awkward. I mean, somebody kind of has to put their life on the line to get that information.
I mean, it's a mind game.
Turns into a free pick, perhaps, especially now with the ward going down.
Situations can be very awkward, especially when the enemy team has ways to force you to show else. Similar to that last game, Skeeter, he's on an illusion hero. His job is just be super obnoxious with these and shove the waves that Secret doesn't want to go to.
Yeah, but if they find this initiation,
I mean,
Skeeter
this could be the best hero they can find.
Okay, they're not going to be able to get a mass initiation for it. Oh, the roll up. Is he going to be able to get off anything here, Nisha? And immediately the physical damage overwhelms him, and now Zayat's going to be chased down. They spotted him. They're going to pop the drums, chase him down. They've got the slow. That should be it for our Nyx assassin. He's got a Vendetta up in a second, but I'm sure they have detection, even if he tries for it. She does not hold on to that spell for now. That's kind of awkward because they're running into the BKB carry.
Yeah.
I don't know how Secret would be able to change stuff. They would have to take. They needed Vision over the Terrorblade, I guess.
I mean, I think they're just hoping to force a reaction, maybe get out. If they find another core who doesn't have BKB, they're happy to take that fight with the Solar Guardian Global. And at least they got this meta out on a good portion of the map, right? It prevents Skeeter from just instantly going to Roche with meta. That said,
He did have a TP up.
that was the dieback for the Nyx, so he was dead for 70. Gonna give a decent window here for Tundra to just clean it up without that meta. Now you're in a position where you can test this your Secret, and how do you even contest it? There's no way without Pango. It's gonna be very close here, but not close enough.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Tundra recognizes we don't have the meta, so we need to throw all the damage we have right now. They're going to do it just in time before Nisha could get into the pit with that Rolling Thunder, disrupt things, and cause a bunch of chaos. So, I mean, great read by Tundra. They got that timing down to a T.
Fast plays win you games. Yep. making every second count here.
Radiant's
That's going to be
bottom
Aegis was
tower
terribly.
is under attack.
Makes him even scarier in these engagements, and Ag's done for 9, so his Primal Beast damage is starting to ramp up.
The initiation, though. Nisha, they had the vision to be able to get the opening. The Drum Rage is going to get run over, though. 9 popping his axe, but he has to chase in real deep for this one. Can anyone bail him out? He's just getting trampled to death. Somebody help Crystal. It pops him in at the last second, but 9 grabs him in the end and just pulls him down. Now, underneath that tier 2, I mean, he's fast. Can he get away, though? No, the final swashbuckle gets him in the end. But they get drug in a little bit deeper. Science, he's going to be chased down on the side here at the same time. 33 is kind of toying with them, trying to bait Secret into going for more, but they will not get baited. 33 just straight up throws damage onto the tier 2. Saying, you guys can't fight right now. Force down, aggressively force down back into the line, but Resolution cleans out the support. The Stone Form gives him a little bit of time. Nisha, he's got to keep his distance here. That's Thunder.
Secret can keep poking here.
They can. Can they actually keep them in place, though? Slowed down by the curse and the hammer. Nisha comes in through the side. The shield crashes there. Boom. There goes that Visage.
There goes the raid pack.
Pop as soon as the cloak is gone.
This poke and physical burst is ramping up for Secret. Desolator on Resolution. Just doing a huge amount of work in these engagements. You get the proc on any hero, throw the swashbuckle on top. Suddenly it's a decent amount of minus armor coming your way. I mean, Rezo is the carry right here. You know, it really is. Going back to his days with multiple TI runs here. Not unfamiliar territory for him.
Yeah, I mean, I always think of, when it comes to Resolution and carrying on the main stage, I always think back to that time we stood in for Team Empire, and his performances at that TI were incredible.
I mean, he's 9-1-7, level 20. It's the highest level in the game.
Yep.
Having a beautiful game here. Shard online, Echo build back up after the BKB disassemble. Less Luminosity attacks required. Like, he is going to shred these Tundra supports if he gets on them. Crystal Maiden basically just gets Starbreakered into oblivion. Skeeter needs to use his BKB timing well. If this fights go really long and Secret still have the manpower up, I feel like this is not the same situation as last game where Tundra can stall the fights out super long and just benefit from the Astrals and the tossbacks and the arrows. Yeah, this is more you got to commit with your Terrorblade, get the damage done, make sure it counts.
At the same time, though, while Rezo's having this amazing game, we saw in the last fight, Crystallis, because he still doesn't have BKB, he's just being soloed by a single hero. I mean, 9 is so farmed in this Primal Beast that he's just able to trample him down.
It makes you wish he had 2 Force Staffs, right?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe that is the key of the game. Puppy has one, he's still Glimmer as well.
Under attack.
Actual ability, you can give your Drow. Very nice hook shots.
Not with that, but it does get an opportunity for
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under
something
attack.
expended.
The Skeeter looking to go in here. Does hate it for 50.
Keep Puppy thighs. Slows down to it. It's pretty. He actually can't push him off somehow.
Hell, that's 20 armor.
Yeah, I mean, the 2, I guess, or maybe just enough to keep him.
Walks off.
Now, Meta has been used and it's going to expire. Meta, there's nothing here for Secret.
Walks in good. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
More
has
tanky than
fallen.
Oh, that's true.
Skeeter got like 30 shot him. Wait a minute. I have a Sven shard or something?
Yeah.
No, I'll see. Having a need to use the meta cooldown here. Smoke up pump. Wants to try and niche with their pop the back line.
This'll come in handy.
Right now. It's like Meta's down.
Meta's down. 8 trying to. They want to find someone. Slurp already on top.
They're quite close enough. Puppy. Really good timing from them. They backed out at the right time. They read, you know, hey, even if we've got this Aegis, we're still exposed whenever Meta is down, we have to play defensive. Going up to the high ground.
Outpost. Or he canceled that. That was a aggressive outpost TP, I was about to say.
I was wondering where he was TPing to.
We'll take it back. I mean, this team is just so efficient at playing the map. They have an 8k lead. It really doesn't feel like that on their supports.
Yeah.
Supports just always get farmed. Hey, Force Staff and Billy.
Oh yeah, he's
Pushing
going to get the
towards
Aghanim
Axe.
Scepter soon, which means one of the side benefits of the Aghanim Scepter is the constant rocket spam that you get. That's another aspect of split push that Tundra will have. Always got something.
He can split push the lanes. He can throw the vision in the fight to find the silencer. Yep, make it annoying for this Pango who wants to hide in trees. Yeah, he's just going to pick it up, buy out for it. Tundra collecting a lot on the map right now.
Them again. This deep vision they have in the mid lanes, I think giving them the heads up that this is happening. Now, they're going to lose their Crystal Maiden, but that is really not that important. Tundra are pretty happy with losing their 5 if it means another smoke is down inside of Secret.
They're okay with this for now. And okay, I was going to say, Skeeter had a Sacred Relic in his inventory. A little early for Divine there, son, but of course Nullifier coming up. It's going to be nice to dispel these secret cores in the fight. No more Force Staff for the Drow at a time where he might really need it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Also messes with Pango. So interesting itemization here from Skeeter. Again, I think Tundra's identifying they want to make the most happen in the interval where they get the Clockwork Hook Shot, they get that initiation. Meta is off cooldown. Especially for the next Roshan fight. This is what both teams are gearing up for. For Secret, they do have like a core lineup that scales incredibly well here.
Nullifier is really the best item for it. I mean, it felt like there was a lack of damage here. I would expect even like
I think
a pure Daedalus route or something.
I think the Nullifier becomes very good when you get to that switch.
Okay.
Which is what he's thinking about, right? He has a queued up next. I don't think you go this Nullifier without getting a blink somewhere in your inventory.
Yeah.
Because what you really want to do is be able to just blink on the Drow, Nullify, Scotty hit him. He's gone, right? He has to sit there and man fight you, and it sets up the fight very nice for the team. Same with like the Silencer. I mean, we saw the Silencer's tanky, it takes a little bit. Nullifier just helps you cement these kills. Tundra wanting to use it here. Shiva's completed for 9.
They found the ward now. They make back up just at the right time. So now Secret, they have a gem as well. Earlier Tundra, again, they buy these really early gems, which I'm a big fan of. Tundra, as soon as they feel like they're kind of like, all right, we're definitely stronger than these guys, they pick up the gem and they just take over the map.
No vision left. Absolutely debilitating for these Secret lineups that need to fight around it.
Maybe a big reason why they're able to get such a big net worth lead.
It helps, I mean, Hayat's game is just not easy.
No.
And he just doesn't want to run up any of these high grounds. The illusions are constantly shoving in, which forces someone from his team to go somewhere else.
Scan up to the high ground, see if they can get into position to get this ward down.
Stalis is like leading the charge here, you know?
Radiant's top
yeah, he's like, he's got a fresh BKB. He's like, I don't have to be scared any longer.
The one upside compared to last game is you can put Resolution on illusion duty, and you can still join the fight.
Yes.
So your ability to play the map versus the illusions went up considerably.
And it means that he's farm in the meantime, too. He's still actually ahead of Chrysalis in that regard.
These secret cores are farm. I'm just worried that they go in. Tundra is just getting so many good timings on their heroes here. The double Force Staff done, the Ags on the Clockwork, Shiva's Ags on this Primal Beast, and 33 pushing towards an Assault Kuros. That is like a huge armor differential gone, right? EC, Buckler, all these things huge versus Drow.
Now they're opening Force Staff,
nice
push deeper into Secret. Maybe that's not what they wanted. At the same time, 9, well, he tried to go in. That initiation didn't feel good either. So Tundra is now on full-out retreat. The roll-up, Nation going to be able to deal with the Frostbite. Can he get out, though? He's going to be grabbed by 9. Swashbuckle over the side. There goes the Crystal Maiden. Nice two-man stun as well for the Nyx Assassin. And once again, the Terrorblade triple kill for Chrysalis. Turns over to 9, who had a deep commit in order to finally finish up that Pangolier. No stuns in time. The BKB lasted long enough. Oh, got him just in time. Science finds a 4th kill for Chrysalis.
He wanted that rampage for the books, but damn close. And Secret cleanup 4, only losing the Pango there. Very happy to get that trade. The gem will be rescued here.
Oh, they saw that on the ground, but Shaking got his courier out fast enough to be able to recover that gem. So that's
quick fingers on the couriers from this Tundra side.
They really do. They know how to play with every single unit they have in their control.
That is the exact fight Secret wanted to hit. They got some vision out. They take it, the initiation with the Pango. The global was beautiful. Separates the fight, and of course, can't ask for a better time. Getting that into the second Roche here. Aegis on Drow is a huge deal. This damage is starting to come through for this Terrorblade. I thought that was an aggressive Force Staff from Secret. At first, I was like, oh, that was nice, but it was Tundra trying to save him from the chain stun, which you can't blame them. But it ends up just pushing him so deep, and then Nisha on the back line. Secret just get the dream fight here, right? Drow gets to just shoot Terrorblade the whole time. He gets forced in again, maybe betraying a little bit here.
This'll come in handy.
He just gets bursted by Resolution with the minus armor. Drow to back him up. This Tricore coming online for Secret here, the physical damage is no joke. If Terrorblade dies, the other two cores are not going to carry the huge distance in that fight in terms of the damage output. Like, this is a Terrorblade draft. You are buffing him, you want him to live through that engagement. At this point, Rezo and Crystallis might just be out carrying him. Tag team here, that's a big swing.
He's no longer going the Swift one. Now he is going back for the Daedalus. Now he's saying the damage is the problem, but I did like your idea of like a certain way to play against the Drow Ranger, because in just a normal game, this 1-to-1 matchup between Drow and TV is not that fun.
I mean, this Nullifier, it makes a lot of sense this game. It helps him stick on targets, but at the same time, he has to aggressively force them to be able to stick on them. If someone gets forced before you get that Nullifier hit out, it gets kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, traditionally, if you want to go this Daedalus build, maybe you rather have Satanic, something else, even like a Manta Dispel.
Butterfly opportunity.
I mean, he's still going to be incredibly strong here. If he gets the Nullifier hit, it's going to pay off. Just a question of can he land it and how deep does he go in the fight? Because like we saw there, you go a little too deep, you get Starbreakered. You're not living through that. Now Secret taking the fight to them quick. Power with Aegis. Smoke wrap around though.
The initiation, but Science reads it. He's going to be able to break that smoke. The onslaught on through. They do have the Spine Carapace. Pop the BKB last second. They manage to get on top of the Science as well. Total Sounds goes out. Science is not dead yet, nor is Puppy. While Chris is flipping the damage on his Skeeter. Force that forward. Manage to get the hook shot. Turn around. Skeeter gets off the Thunder on his support. Manta gets popped. Crystal is trying to walk away, but that Nullifier, it'll keep him in place. And now behind is setting up for the Starbreaker. No resolution. He barely hits the end one, and that's all he needed. Crystal is on the second line. Will stand and deliver the damage on to 9. That'll finish him off. The Primal Beast with the Dispel is not going to be enough to walk away.
Give me your intelligence, mother, and I'll take it every time. Puppy with the buyback to get the extra insteal.
And runs down Snake King. Resolution finds an extra one on top of that. None of these heroes have buyback, so Secret, the world is their oyster at this point.
I mean, this game has swung completely, right? Like, we can feel in these fights, the damage is just running out for Tundra. And the real carry in this game, Resolution, coming online. He hits 25 after this fight. It's a huge deal for this hero. Now you're dealing with double Starbreaker, which have just been debilitating for Skeeter. I mean, beautiful hook shot here. They get the Sunder off. Operation Safety to bail out Skeeter. Takes the fight to Crystallis. Maybe if there's no Aegis here, this fight looks different. But even so, Rezo is just smacking him. The hammer hurts, man.
Yes, it does. All of that farm is paying off. They're so focused on dealing with the Drow Ranger in this bad matchup with the Terrorblade that it means that Resolution is completely uncontested in fights. Delivering damage right there. And there's a man on stage who set all that up in the first place. His Vendetta positioning, breaking that smoke.
Oh, that was
made
beautiful.
An awkward initiation for Tundra.
I mean, that's what wins Secret the fight there. Like, imagine Puppy gets broken on instead of that Nyx. It's a completely different engagement. And instead, 9 has to spend his entire BKB duration and half that fight chasing Puppy around. He doesn't want to be doing this. It's dirty duty. Someone has to, but it takes him way longer than he wants. And now Secret taking control of this game. Now they're scaling into that late game Tricore where Shiva's on Nisha on top of a Timeless Relic Arcane Rune. He's going to be pretty strong in this next engagement. Huge amount of spell damage coming out. If Trow lives through the initial burst from Tundra, it's going to be a hard fight. Rocket Flare scouting Puppy.
They're going to go for that free kill. And he had the gem too. He's just going to try and follow this up though. They do have the Dawnbreaker ultimate coming in on the side. They're going to chain stun down this Visage. They work through the cloak. The double hammer goes to play. And Stinky was trying to freeze the field. Getting on top of Crystallis. This time around, but he doesn't have that second line. Skeeter's got the meta. And they can start letting the Drow Ranger. But they need to be able to get the disarms. And now the chains are rolling out. The Drow falls, yes. But Resolution and Nisha, they are just cleaving through hero after hero. The Primal Beast again trying to walk away. But Resolution, he'll run you down. He'll drag you down into the dark, down until you fall, down until you go all the way back to the fountain.
Resolution Starbreaker breaking Tundra's dreams here, closing this out 2-0. He wants to send it to a game 3.
Dire's top tower
He's absolute resolute.
He really is, and it's so fitting. He
Dire's
showed up on this roster with Science, completely turned what was kind of a mediocre lineup for Team Secret. They really did not find much success. It seems like this combination of Science and Resolution we see on the right-hand side is what has been enough. It's a secret ingredient that has turned Secret into an absolute killing machine. May just give them the chance to even up this series against Tundra in the upper bracket finals.
Secret's just all over Skeeter in these fights. He just does not have the sustained help like last game. And they are able to burst this Terrorblade down regardless of the Drow. And yeah, you love to see that, man.
Harking back to a little bit of the TI1 days. Back then in their very first international debuts, we're closer together, much closer. They're face up against each other. Here at TI11, feels like a similar vibe, and you could see Zayats, he loves that.
Oh, especially when you're dead. There's nothing else to look at but that guy across the stage from you. He's standing up and shouting.
Yep.
Little extra mental mind games going down. And that's 2 lanes for Secret here. Cementing themselves at a 15k gold lead. They have the buybacks. Tundra's probably going to have to buy out to take these fights. Full control of this game now. Octarine done on Nisha. Aeon disc for Puppy. Jumping in just became a little bit harder. I mean, now you really need to get value to this nullifier. You need it, but yeah, Skeeter's just getting kited, right? And even if he takes down one of these secret cores, pick your poison. Are you going Drow? Or are you going Dawnbreaker?
Yeah, somebody's got to deal with this Dawnbreaker, man. I almost feel like 9 getting his level 25. I know most people go the extra duration, but I almost wonder if getting the BKB piercing disable would be better. Just deal with this Dawnbreaker, who's like BKB and challenging the Terrorblade every time.
It might be. If you can just get this Dawn off your Terrorblade, at least free him up a little bit. Maybe hurt him. I don't know how much it's doable. You have to deal with Resolution at this point. He's just cleaving through your entire team. I mean, he has Blink. He has everything up, pushing towards Strength Blink. In fact, he's saving for buyback. So even if you kill him once, he is going to buyback. He's going to Solar Guardian back in. This Dawnbreaker has built-in Aegis here, as long as he wants to keep the gold up, which he will.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea, because they're essentially just one team fight away from being able to finish off this game too.
Yep.
See how Tundra is able to hold now that the shoe is on the other foot.
Rocket's coming out, doesn't see anything. Peter might get caught. This could be the worst situation.
Koolman sets it up with the Resolution, ready to go. Both will fall. Both do have buyback, but there's going to be a third hero on the ring. It's 33. Roll on through, stop the onslaught as well. Everything being countered on the side of Secret. They use their buybacks, but they're not going to be able to do much. Maybe they can. 9 jumps in, grabs the Drow Ranger, and they do manage to get him. Immediate buyback. Secret trying to reset around this one. A beautiful shot from Zayats. Once again, another 2-man follow-up. Nisha keeping his distance here with the swashbuckle. Who's going to roll up to the side. They're going to try and deal with this next assassin. Dawnbreaker coming in. Here comes the stuns. Can they chain stun if they burn out of mana? He needs to be able to get off a Sunder, but he doesn't have an opportunity to do so. He falls. A dieback on the carry, but at the same time, the Primal Beast went in, but they couldn't actually deal with the Drow Ranger, who's just in the back line. Throwing away the damage. Resolution. He will not go down easy. He will not go down without a fight. He finally does fall, but Tundra, it's too late for them. They blew far too much to be able to bring down the Dawnbreaker, and now Chrysalis is here to clean up. They buy back where they can. They do have the roll-in coming on through. That's going to be able to get the chains done on to 9. He's dead as well. 3 dead, no buybacks. 33 going to be collected, and that is HGG. Team Secret. They will close out this game 2 and even up the series.
I mean, that's what everybody wants to see here, a game 3 between these two teams, and that felt like Secret's playbook through and through. Clinical early to mid-game, executing with their ults on the kills that they need to, a slower tempo, just methodically oozing the victory out of that game from Tundra, and it felt like Tundra were the ones kind of on a timer. Like, they're trying to fight with this Terrorblade timing, trying to get that meta to maximize the usage, but now one fight clicks, all of a sudden they're on the back foot, and it's just too hard to recover into all those carries Secret has. I mean, you got to give a shout out to Resolution in this game, right? What did he end the game on in terms of score? Absolutely brutal performance, just crushing them with the hammer to send it to game 3. 14-2 and 16. Yep. He hit that super early 25 and never looked back. Double Starbreaker with a shard. Disintegrate.